all. Thank you, Senior. So, hearty welcome to all to the second session. I'm here to introduce the faculty. So, here we have Ms. Reena with us. She is working with Pralium India as the social officer this August. She has done her MSW in medical and psychiatry and has worked in various roles as psychiatric social worker and faculty cum field work supervisor. Over to you, Reena, for the session.
So, shall I put this PPT on share?
Is the slide visible to all?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Slideshow. Okay, thank you, Zinia. Thank you, Adi Chichi, for introducing me. Okay, Adi Chichi has already done the introduction part, so I won't be going to that introduction part. So in today's session, we will be discussing about psychosocial aspects in palliative care and why psychosocial aspect is very important in palliative care setting. Okay, so all those things will be discussed in today's session. So if you have any doubts, you can ask those questions at the end of the session. Either you can write in the chat box, or you can unmute your mic and ask your queries. Okay. And I would also like to encourage everyone to write your names and also the places from which you are coming, so that I will get an idea about you. Okay, in the chat box. Okay. I'm sure that you have seen this definition in yesterday's slide. So this slide is about health, and I have shown WHO's, that is World Health Organization's definition on health. Okay, so I want to ask you a simple question. What have you understood by the concept of health? I'm sure that you have seen so many definitions given by various agencies or organizations, but I want to ask your opinion. What have you understood by the concept of health? I want to know your opinions, your views on it. So can anyone speak, or you can use your chat box? Anyone? I want to make this session interactive one, so that is why I'm asking this question.
We have a reply from Maxim Pereira.
Okay, health is a total well-being. Okay, health is a total well-being. Health is a well-being of body and mind. Okay, so one person has included body and mind aspects, and health is wealth. Yes, that is definitely health is wealth. I agree to that thing. Any other opinions? You can unmute your mics and speak. I want to hear your voice also.
This is Rashmi.
Okay.
So according to me, health is inclusive of one's physical, mental, social well-being, and financial also.
Yes, that's a comprehensive.
Yeah.
Comprehensive thing. You told everything about health. Okay, so that is what I am also going to discuss. Like there are so many other aspects also. Like in WHO's definition, they have included only 3 aspects, but there are so many other aspects also. But for this presentation, for this session, we will be sticking to these 3 aspects. Okay. So here in this definition, WHO's definition, they have included physical aspect, they have included mental aspect, and also they have included social aspect. Okay, so well-being of all these aspects is very important for health. And if there is any kind of problem in any of these aspects, then that means we have some health issues. Okay, so there are so many misconceptions about health also. Like when I was a school kid, I thought that like health is only a physical thing. Okay, so if there was any kind of discomfort in my body, I used to go. So I understood that I have some health issues, and what I used to do is that I will go to hospital. So that is what that is what I had an understanding about health. But when I came across this definition, I came to know that like health is not just a physical thing. It has other aspects also. It has mental aspect, mental health, and like someone said, it has financial health also. It has spiritual health, it has social health. Everything is included. Only then a person will be called healthy. Okay, so let's take the social aspect. We all have social circles, right? We don't live in isolation. We interact with others. We interact every day. So man cannot live in an isolation. So in order to survive, I need interaction. I need people. I need friends. If there is any problem, like any problem has come, like I need help of others. I will always expect the help, like others will help me during that crisis time. So we all expect that things. Okay. So in my social circle, I have my parents, I have my relatives, I have neighbors, I have friends, workplace colleagues, and the list goes on. Likewise, you will be also having social circle. You will be having your friends, your family members, spouse, children, etc. Everything. Okay. Also, we are living in a society, right? So we come in contact with various social institutions. One important social institution is our like religious institutions. We all come from different religious backgrounds, right? Some are Hindus, some are Christians, some are Muslims. So in order to satisfy our spiritual needs, what we do is that we go to mosque, we go to temple, we go to church. Okay. Also, there are so many other institutions like educational institutions. Like we send our children, we send our relatives to schools in order to educate them, everything, etc. And also, there are so many government offices. So if I need some kind of a pension or some kind of an identity card, or I need to pay a tax, I will go to my panchayat or any other government agency. So there are so many social institutions in our society, right? So what is social well-being is that my relation with this person or this institution determines my social well-being. So if there is any kind of conflict with this institution, or any kind of conflict with this person, like for example, I'm right now. Imagine that right now I'm studying in an educational institution. So I'm having some problem with the teacher or principal. That means that an institution is not supporting me, or I'm not following their rules or regulations. So that means I'm having some conflict with that institution. Similarly, if I'm having any conflict with a relative or a friend or parents, that means I'm having some issues, like I'm having some issues in my social well-being. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that this social well-being is very, very important, very important in our health, because it has a potential to affect our overall health. Okay, now next aspect is that mental aspect. Like our generation has a lot more awareness about mental health. I have seen many people advocating for mental health, and many people are coming forward and seeking therapies. That's a good sign. That shows that people are very much aware about mental health. So if I'm not having a good mood, that affects my everything. Like if I'm not in a good mood, I won't be able to do a proper work. I won't be able to sleep well, or I won't be able to eat. So mental health is also very, very much important. It plays a very vital role in our overall health. So what I'm in a nutshell I'm trying to say is that like all these aspects is very much important. Well-being of all these aspects is very much important for our overall health. Okay, we cannot like include only physical health and count physical health. we should take account of every aspect of a person. Only then we will be able to say that that person is healthy. Okay. Now, my next slide. I'm sure that you have you have seen you have got an understanding about palliative care in yesterday's session, but still, let's just rewind what you have learned in yesterday's session. So in this session, in this slide, I have shown the difference between modern medicine and palliative care, but that doesn't mean that these two things are entirely different. More palliative care comes under modern medicine. I just wanted to show the uniqueness of palliative care. That's why I have shown these two things as separate things. Okay, so just like any other modern medicine specialty like cardiology or neurology or ENT, palliative care is also a medical specialty, modern medical specialty. Okay. So the first difference is that like modern medicine is disease centered. Okay, so if any person is coming with a disease, the physicians will focus only on the disease part, like which part of the body is affected with the disease, how it is affecting other body parts. So that is a major concern in modern medicine, But when we come to palliative care, palliative setting, here, the disease is also like here the importance is given to a person who is having the disease, and also the person's family members are also included in this treatment plan. I will explain you why. I will explain you why in later slides, in coming slides. Okay. So here, person and also the person's caregivers will be also included in our treatment plan. Okay. The next difference is that like modern medicine is curative medicine. Curative medicine, like the physician's focus is that to eliminate or remove the disease part from the body as soon as possible. That is their main priority. Okay, so let's take an example of a cancer. Okay, so the standard treatment which we use in cancer treatment is chemotherapy, right? Chemotherapy is the standard treatment we use in among cancer patients. Okay, but while like when the patients take this chemotherapy, they like already they are having a major severe physical illness, and along with that they might be having another symptoms also. Like while taking chemotherapy, they might feel nauseated. Whenever they eat, they will all vomit up, or they might face diarrhea, or they will be facing hair loss. So these symptoms are also causing major physical discomfort in that patient's life. Also, it's reducing the patient's quality of life. Okay, so when we come to palliative care, here the physicians or the palliative care team, what type of treatment they give is that they will give the symptom management. Okay, so they will try to reduce the pain which the patient is suffering. They will try to reduce the symptoms. So that is what palliative care team does. And also all this, also care component is also included in our treatment plan. So in a nutshell, palliative care can be defined as a mixture of science and love. Okay, and next is that like physicians, like modern medicine physicians always focuses on the biological aspect. Okay, biological aspect. Like I already told you, like which part of body is affected and how it will be going to affect other body organs. And so that is what the physicians are trying to understand and study. Okay, but when we come to palliative care here the focus is not only on physical health, but we also focus on emotional health, their social health, their spiritual health. So what we are trying to give to the patient is that we are trying to give them total care. We are trying to cover every aspect of that person. Okay, so total care is provided to a palliative patient and also the palliative patients, what caregivers. Okay, and in modern medicine, we use the terms like the physicians and nurses use the term patient. The person who's having the disease will be called a patient, and the person who is accompanying the patient will be called a bystander. He's just standing there. or he or she is just standing there. That's what the terms what modern medicine practitioners use. Okay, but when we come to palliative care, here the terms change. Like we use the term the person who is having a serious health issue, and also here we don't use the word bystander. Instead, we use the word caregiver. Why? Because like their family members are also supporting that person, right? The family members are also giving them care. So that is why we are calling them the person who is assisting the person with the illness is we're calling them caregivers. Okay, and next difference is that like modern medicine is institutional care. Okay, we have never seen doctors coming to our home. Have you seen any doctors coming or nurses coming to your office? Okay, like if I'm having any physical issues, I don't know driving. So what I will do is that I will hire an auto or a taxi and have to travel there to their institution, and I will get admitted. That is what's happening in many hospitals, right? But in palliative care, majority the treatments are home based cares. Okay, so what we do is that we as a team visit their homes. Why? Because like they are already having so many they are already having severe health issues. So they won't be able to travel this long to get to an hospital. Also, they might be having some financial issues. Also, there might that person will not be having any caregivers to take that person to the hospital. So what we do is that we as a team visit to their home and give the treatment. Okay. Now that's about palliative care. Now coming to our main topic, that is psychosocial health. Okay, psychosocial health. So before beginning psychosocial health, let's understand the meaning of the term psychosocial. Okay, the psychosocial term has two words. Okay, I have shown those words in the slide. Psycho, not that mad part, but that part which has logic. Okay, logic. And second term is social. Okay, so psycho means our everything that is related to our internal environment, that is our mind, what we are feeling right now, what emotions we are feeling right now, what you are feeling right now, what I am feeling right now, and also the things which we believe, our system. And if there is any crisis coming up, how do we approach that crisis? How do we manage that crisis? Our attitudes, and also our values. All those things are psycho part. And social risk refers to our external environment, like our parents or friends or spouse, children, our workplace colleagues, and also with our social environment. So all those things comes under the social part. Okay. So what is psychosocial is that like in the interrelationship between our internal environment and external environment is what we call psychosocial. Okay. So both are interrelated. They are not separate entities. They are both interrelated. So if there is any problem in my internal environment, that will definitely affect the social environment, my external environment. And if there is any problem in the external environment, that will definitely affect my internal environment. So that is what we like call psychosocial. Okay. So both affect vice versa. Okay, so I will tell you one example. I will share my personal experience. When I was school kid, I hated maths. I hate the subject maths. I always used to score poor marks in maths. I don't know why. I used to work hard for that. I used to score good marks in other subjects, but when it comes to maths, I always used to score poor marks. I don't know why. Maybe that might be due to like I didn't get a good maths teacher. I don't know why the reason why, but I hated that subject maths. Okay, so whenever the maths exam comes, I will always used to I will get fever, and after the maths exam finishes, the fever will be gone. So I have seen many doctors, and even they were not able to explain that thing. Okay, it's a rare phenomenon. They just told that it might be due to the exam pressure. Exam pressure. So that is an example of a psychosocial thing. Okay, it's a the math subject. It's an external thing. It's academic, simple academic subject, but that simple thing was affecting my brain and it was affecting my body. Okay, okay. So that's one example of an psychosocial thing. Okay, I hope you have understood this concept, psychosocial. Um, Now, tip of an iceberg. Okay, so why do we include why psychosocial is very important in palliative, psychosocial health is very important in palliative setting. Have you seen the movie Titanic? It's my favorite movie. I have seen at least 30 times. uh, yes. Okay. Okay. So everyone has seen, like majority of people have seen Titanic. Okay. 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 So can anyone tell me why did that ship sink? Why did that ship sink? Hit the iceberg. Yes. Okay. The captain had saw, like before hitting that iceberg, the captain saw there was an iceberg, and still decided to hit that iceberg. Why? Because they thought that it was just a small iceberg. They can easily like break that iceberg and sail. Okay. But it turned out to be a big, massive iceberg, big massive iceberg, right? So when you see when you see a palliative patient, what you observe is that like person is having severe physical illness, and due to that physical illness, that person is having a pain and discomfort. So that's what you can see. But when we have a closer look, that person might be the person, and also that person's caregiver might be facing so many issues. The first issue, like we have seen we have seen many palliative care patients, and majority of palliative care patients face financial strain due to their financial hospital expenses also, due to this palliative condition. Like I know one person who was a breadwinner of the family, and after he met with an accident, and after that accident he became a paraplegic. Okay, so he lost his job due to his condition. So that is one common issue we can see among this palliative care patients. And another issue is that social rejection. At first, the family, friends and relatives used to come and visit their homes, but now they have stopped coming, and this might aggravate their social isolation. Also, I know one person who's a palliative care patient, and he has urinary incontinence. That means he cannot hold urine for a longer period. Okay, so he was attending a mass, and he passed urine. And many people around him started to blame him. Like, why did you come to church if you are not well? Why did you come to church? So he stopped going to public places. He stopped going to public places. So palliative patients face social rejection. Also, they might be having suicidal ideations. They feel they're already having so intense physical pain, and they want to they will start thinking like, I want to end my life as soon as possible. I don't want to be burdened to other people. Okay. Also, there are palliative care cases where the patients are suffering trauma, abuse, and violence. Like the person who is taking care might be having hatred towards this person. So that person will be like abusing or hitting that person. So all those issues are issues are there. We can see this we can observe issues only when if we visit their homes. Okay. So these are the issues. These are the major issues which palliative care patients suffer. Okay, and this is total pain. Like they are already having a physical issue, and that is affecting their psychological aspect, their socio-economic aspect, their spiritual aspect. They are like there was one patient who was like, he was very much angry towards God. He used to always blame, blame the God, like, why did the God put me in this condition? So he was always blaming God. So now his faith and hope, everything has declined. Okay, so all those things are spiritual things, and so this physical thing is affecting other aspects of that person. So it is contributing to other pains also, and all these pains will all those as a pain will become total pain. Okay, and next is that, like, since we, so that is why we give importance to a patient's psychosocial health. Okay, so in palliative setting, like when we visit a hospital, either a doctor or a nurse will be treating us. Okay, treating us. But in a palliative care setting, we work as a team. That is, we use a multidisciplinary approach. Okay, so in order to cover all aspects of a palliative patient, along with doctors and physicians, we also need nurses, we also need social workers, we also need psychologists, we need physiotherapists, we need volunteers. Okay, so in Pallium India, we have home visits. We visit home care and home visits. So we visit the palliative patients' home as a team, not an individual. An individual will never go. Like, we go to their home as a team. Okay. And this list is not limited. And like, more people can also can be included in this team, included in this list. But in Pallium India right now, we are like these are the major professionals who visit their homes. Okay, doctors, physicians, nurses, social workers, psychologists, and physiotherapists. Only then their total care aspects will be covered. Okay, like physicians will be focusing their biological aspect and what medicines to be given, and how we can manage the pain, and nurses will be nursing their wounds, and social workers will assess their psychosocial environment and what are their psychosocial needs. Psychologists will give them counseling and will try to understand their psychological needs. Physiotherapists for their physical rehabilitation, and volunteers, of course. Like, since we are our majority of treatments are home-based care, we need a person there in the community itself. So that person will be checking that patient's condition, and that volunteer will be updating that patient's condition to the professionals. Okay. Also, if there is any kind of emergency need, and if that person needs emergency financial support, then what the volunteers try to do is that they will try to mobilize financial resources in the community itself. They will identify where are the resource points, and they will try to connect the resource points to the patients. Okay, so this is about palliative care team. We provide them the treatment, palliative care treatment as a team. Okay, and this is a case study of a patient, Ravi. He's 25 years old. I have already, I have shown I have written a descriptive details, and shown the descriptive details in the slides. So Ravi is a 25 years old man, and 4 years ago, he fell from a construction site. And after that, he became paraplegic, and now he's bedridden. And doctors have told that, like, his condition cannot be his condition is irreversible. Okay, so nothing can be done. That's what the doctors have said. Nothing can be done. There is no use of coming back to the hospital again. Okay, because the condition is irreversible. And because he is bedridden, he gets repeated attacks of fever, and also he gets bed sores, and that both bed sores are having foul smell. Okay, this is about his medical condition. Now, like talking about his psychosocial aspects, he is a married man. Also, he has an infant. He was a breadwinner of the family, and because of this condition, he lost his job, and now his wife has to depend on this person's elder brother for financial support. Okay, because his wife is not educated and not skilled, so she and also she never used to go outside, so doesn't know how to go outside or work anything. So she depends on this person's elder brother. Okay, if there is if the person needs to go to hospital, then this like wife depends like should wife has to ask money to the elder brother. Also, that the person had already told you that person is having so many bed sores and a foul smell is coming from that bed sores wounds. So, because of the foul smell, he refuses to meet any of his relatives or friends. He doesn't want to see anyone. He doesn't want others to see his condition. Okay, so he's rejecting everyone who is coming to see him. Okay. Also, he's having suicidal ideations where, like, now he has started to feel like he's a burden to everyone. He doesn't earn anything. He cannot support his family. His wife has to struggle, and so he's like a burden to everyone. Okay, so he has suicidal ideations also. He is blaming God for putting through him putting like making made him go through this condition. Okay, so this is a case study. So I want to ask you, like, how can we help that person? How can we help that person?
I think he
Or
needs
what?
financial support. He needs
Financial,
employment. Yeah,
yes, financial support, definitely,
and
definitely.
and psychological support, comfort, and counseling.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely, definitely.
I think just talking to him may help. He may be feeling very abandoned and lonely. So I don't know how receptive he is to taking therapy, but I think we can start with maybe just talking to him and making him feel that he's still, I mean, he's still loved, he's still cared for.
Also, what I felt is that, like, in his area, like, the doctors already told that not to visit the hospital again and again. So they are lacking awareness about palliative care, or there might be no palliative care centers in that locality. So if he gets a palliative care support, then that would be a great help, right? Great help. So next slide is about the possible psychosocial interventions which we can provide to a palliative care patient. So here the patient's wife, she is not educated and she is not having any skills to do a job. So what we can do is that we can give her a vocational rehabilitation, so that she can become independent and she can earn herself, and also through earning she can manage her household activities also. So we can give that patient or the caregiver a vocational rehabilitation. Okay, so that is what we do in our our NGO, like there are so many social workers, so they identify their needs, and and if that person is having any financial strain, or not doesn't have a decent livelihood, we support them by giving them vocational rehabilitation. Okay, so that is one possible psychosocial intervention which we can do. Then second is counseling, like sir said, counseling. But there is a misconception, like counseling can be given by anyone, like it can be given by our friends or family members. But that's a misconception. Like counseling can only be provided by our only by provided by a trained medical social worker, psychiatric social worker, or a trained psychologist. Only they are only they can give them counseling. Like the patient might already be having a suicidal ideation, and if you are not trained and saying that, giving them advice like, it's okay, see the positive side, like then that person will do suicide next moment. So we have to be very sensitive in this issue. Like we have to connect them with the trained medical psychiatric social worker or a trained psychologist. Okay. And next is that we can link them with various support groups. Like in our locality, there might be so many self-help groups, like women self-help groups, or self-employment self-help groups. So we can connect with them, connect the patient, or can connect the caregiver with that groups, so that the caregiver or the patient might feel less isolated. So what they need at the moment is that they need support from the community. Okay, so if we can connect them with the support groups, it will be a great help. Great help. Like the support groups will help in mobilizing resources which are needed for the patient or a caregiver. So that will be a great help. Okay, then we can connect them with various government schemes and pensions. Like there are so many central government and state government schemes for this palliative patients. Okay, so it will be a financial support for them. There are so many. We will discuss those pensions. We will discuss about those pensions in later slides. And last is follow-up. Okay, follow-up is very necessary. Like if we completed one thing, then that doesn't mean like we have accomplished everything. We need to have a follow-up, continuous follow-up. Like depending upon the need of that patient or a caregiver. If that patient needs a weekly follow-up, then we have to provide them weekly. We have to do weekly follow-up, or once in 2 weeks, or once in a month, or once in a 3 months. Okay, and we feel that they are now equipped or they are now independent, then we can stop following up. But we need to, like, after achieving one activity, we need to follow up again also. Okay, so follow up is very important. Otherwise, it will stop coming. Like there are so many issues, like the pension might stop coming. So we need to check that why the pension has stopped coming, and we need to, if there if any visit is necessary, then we have to visit there. Okay, so follow up is very much important. Okay, and these are the pictures of vocational rehabilitation. The first picture in the slide is a caregiver lady. Um, we have given her some goats for goat rearing, and now she is earning a decent income from goat rearing. And second picture is candle making. Candle making. That patient, he's a palliative care patient. And third picture is we have given a swing mission to a family, so that the lady can earn a decent income from tailoring. And the last picture is umbrella making. He's a palliative patient. So all these things, all these trainings, vocational training can be given to this palliative care patient or a palliative caregiver. And this vocational rehabilitation is a sustainable thing. Like we can give them money, but that thing is not a sustainable thing. Like it will stop at a one point of a time. Okay, at a point of time. but vocational rehabilitation is a sustainable thing. Okay, like if we give them a training on a self-employment, they will have a sustainable livelihood, right? Yes. So these are some pensions, government schemes. So I will be discussing state governments, Kerala government's schemes, and also central government schemes. Central government schemes. The first scheme which we are seeing, the scheme which you are seeing right now is a cancer pension. It's a state government scheme. A state government scheme, and this pension, like patients who are diagnosed with. I have a question. How do patients who are at home communicate with palliative if they have doubts, feeling well? Do you provide them a phone number? Definitely. Like one person has a doubt. The question is, how do the patients who are at home communicate with the palliative care team if they have doubts or not feeling well? Do you provide them a phone number? Okay, so we have home care visits. So in one home care, like in hospitals, the maximum consultation time will be 15 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes, right? But when we visit their home, we try, like the minimum time we spend in their home is at least like 1.5 hours. We take every details. We ask about their whereabouts. We ask if they had lunch or if they are taking tablets. We also ask if they are having any issue, having any physical problems. So also we interact with their family members also. Okay, so the doctor will be like assessing their physical issues, and like social worker and psychologist will be will be interacting with the patient and also with the caregiver, and try to understand the situation in their home. We'll take a total. We have a psychosocial assessment sheet. It's a tool, and through that tool we we try to collect their psychosocial details. Okay, so and according to that and based on the tool and based on the details we have got, we make a plan, and we try to do some interventions. Okay, so that is how we interact, like communicate with them. We at least a 1 hour will be like spent in a home. Okay. Now I hope that doubt is cleared. Now talking about the cancer patient. So conditions are the patient, either the patient should have should be diagnosed with cancer or a malignant tumor, and also should have undergone treatment at a medical college and RCC. And the required documents are Aadhaar card, certificate from government, doctor, ration card, and all those documents are required. And what we do, and where we have to submit is that we have to submit those documents in Akshaya Center. In older days, we used to go there was no Akshaya Center. So what we try to do is that we visit panchayat and do the things. But now everything is simple. Like now we have to collect the documents and then submit to Akshaya Center. The rest Akshaya Center will be doing. But definitely yes. But we need to do follow up. Like we need to check the status. Like now where the application has gone, everything. Okay. So the benefit is that like the person will be getting 1,000 rupees per month. Okay. I know it's a very small amount, but that amount makes a huge difference in that patient's and caregiver's family. Okay. Then next is widow pension. This is also a state government pension. So conditions are widowers, divorced women, spouse died or abandoned, and should not remarry. And if that person is getting any other pension, then that person is not eligible to get this pension. Okay, and must be destitute, and annual income should be less than 1 lakh. Okay, and we need to submit the details in the Akshaya Center. And the benefit is that the widower will be getting 1,400 per month. Okay, this is a central government scheme. Okay, so if you find any any palliative care patient in your locality, you can connect that patient with this scheme, Swavalamban scheme. So conditions are the person should have blindness or low vision or mental retardation or mental illness. Okay, so age range should be between 18 to 65, and annual income should be less than 3 lakhs. Okay, so documents required are a disability certificate, identity card, ration card, income certificate, passport size photo. And where we have to submit, we have to just find the Akshaya center and submit these documents. Okay, so the benefits are the sum insured of rupees 2 lakhs. Okay, that these are the details about the Swavalamban scheme. Next is a state government scheme. Okay, it's actually very quite popular, popular pension among Keralites. Okay, so there's one lottery called Karunya lottery, and all the benefits, all the fund which they are getting from this Karunya lottery will be given to beneficiaries who are having cancer or kidney, liver, or heart related diseases. Okay. Also, a BPL and APL who cannot afford treatment expense and whose annual income is below 3 lakhs. Okay, so the required documents are certificate from a treating doctor, ration card, health insurance, patient photographs, a photograph of patient family with their house as a background, original IP ticket of the latest admission, and where we have to submit in district lottery office. Okay, this is a state government pension. Next is Chief Minister's Relief Fund. This was started very recently in 2017 when Kerala had witnessed first major floods. Okay, so Prime Minister had started a relief fund, and now a portion of this relief fund is given to a person who is having chronic illness. Okay, so chronic illness to those people who come under BPL category, family members of person who have died in accident, emergency support, job issues from work, free ration. Okay, and required documents are prescribed application form, medical certificate from physician, death certificate in case of accident death, ration card, and where we have to submit, village office or taluk office or collectorate or directly to CM office through an MLA. Okay, so benefits are like that person will be getting rupees 1,000 to up to 5,000. Okay, and in case of accidental death, that person will be getting 1 lakh. Okay, they will get model benefits up to 1 lakh. Next is Talolam. It's a pension for children. People who are below 18, and the required documents should be submitted to Kerala Social Security Mission or office or hospital, and the initial assistance will initial assistance amount is 50,000, and if that person is if that child needs an extra depends on it will depend upon the need of the child. If that child needs extra amount, then that they will study, they will do an assessment, and after the assessment they will provide money according to their need. Okay, then we have a central government scheme called Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana. Conditions are coverage under the scheme will be provided to BPL workers and their families. Okay, so the required documents are data relating to BPL families, and registration. They are also asking for a registration fee of rupees 30. And where we have to submit is we have to submit in state government or nodal office, and every year they will be getting 30,000. Okay, per BPL family. So see, Like you might be wondering, like I don't know any information about this pension, so how will I how will I help that person? I also don't know what documents are required. So what you can do is that, like, everyone is using Google, right? So you can search in Google, you can type pensions for palliative care patients or cancer patients. You will get several things, like several scheme. You will get a knowledge about several schemes and pensions. Okay, so what happens is that many people are ignorant about these pensions and schemes. So like they won't be getting any benefits from this scheme. So what you can do as a volunteer, what you can do is that you can connect this patient with this pensions and schemes. Okay, so it will be a big financial support for that patient's family. Okay, patient and patient's family. Okay, these are some simple practical ways to help palliative patients and caregivers. Like, what I have understood in my experience is that, like, money is only a temporary solution. At one point of time, the money will be money will stop coming. So we need to find a sustainable solution for them. Okay, sustainable solution for the financial support is very much important. Like, it will help the patient and caregivers to buy resources, but still it's a temporary solution. Definitely we can give them money, but it's a temporary solution. Okay. Then second way is that we can, like, finding opportunities to help palliative patients and caregivers. Okay, I already told you, like, if you really want to help them, you really want to help them, just Google, or you can visit your nearby Akshaya center and like, you can ask the details about the pensions and etc. Okay, that is one way you can help that patient and patient's family. Like 2 months back, I was giving a training session in a university college in Trivandrum. Okay, so there are NSS volunteers. The college NSS volunteers are very active, very much active in this palliative care. So what they do is that they have adopted one community and they provide weekly medicines to that community, to the palliative care patients. Okay, so one week they were having one shortage of funds. Shortage of funds. So they were very much worried. Like, how will we give medicines to the palliative patients this week? So they were very much afraid, and they came up with one idea. The idea was watermelon challenge. So at that point of time, it was a season of watermelons. Okay, so what they did was they bought so many watermelons and made watermelon juice, and they went to public places and sold a cup of watermelon juice for a rupees of 10 for 10 rupees. And also they explained the cost, like they are generating money for palliative care patients. So and by the end of the day, they generated the amount more than they expected, and they were able to buy medicines for the palliative care patients. So it's about, like team. It's not about money. It's more about a team. Okay, so that is one good experience, like good story I heard in university college. Now, third is that we can assist them with activities, like most of the palliative care patients have difficulty in doing their daily activities. Like for us, it might seem very simple to us, like brushing your teeth or bathing or cooking a food or cleaning our home. It all seems very easy for us, but for a palliative care patient, it's very difficult thing. Already they are having physical issues. They might have issues with mobility. They are bedridden, so they cannot get up and brush their teeth, or they cannot get up and cook food for themselves. So they might be having all things, or essential things in the kitchen, but they don't have the health to cook. So what we can do is that we can cook food for them. That is one way we can help. Okay. So we can ask or buy them groceries. They cannot travel to supermarket or buy things. So we can help them by buying groceries for a month. Okay. So that is another way we can assist them. Then last is like spend a little time with them. Okay. So that is what they crave. Already they are suffering so much social isolation. So what they what they expect from us is a little company. Not every day, like once in a month we can go there and like sit and talk with them for an half an hour. That makes a huge impact in their life. Huge impact in their life. Okay. So they crave for a company. Okay. So these are the ways which we can help palliative care patient and their caregivers. So that is all about psychosocial aspects in palliative care. I hope you have understood the things which I discussed in this session. So if you have any doubts, please ask.
Thank you, Reena, for this wonderful session. Hope everybody has understood about health, about the psychosocial interventions which are to be followed in palliative care, about the schemes of state government, Kerala government, and central government, and what all things you should keep in mind while what all things you can do to help out a palliative care patient. So any questions, any of you? We have few chats that have come up. One of those are there Akshaya centers found outside Kerala?
No, Akshaya centers are a central government thing. So it's all over India, all over India. People used to have difficulty in visiting Panchayat. Panchayat is already crowded with many people. So that's how people came up with this thing, Akshaya centers. So in every locality there will be Akshaya centers. So you just collect the details and then submit. Everything will be done by that Akshaya center people. So it's very easy thing. Also, many people might not be having digital knowledge. Like they might not know how to use a mobile, or they might not know how to use a laptop. And many of these schemes require digital uses. They need to fill details in a site on a website. So they might not be knowing that knowledge. So this thing is very helpful thing. Like we just submit the details and like they will do the rest thing. Yes, we need to follow. Akshaya centers are everywhere, everywhere.
उसको ऐसे चंड बनाना है ना उसको क्या उसको चंड बनाना है ना किसको
Any other doubts?
What would be the difference between a psychiatric social worker and when we become volunteers as far as counseling is concerned?
In MSW, we have specializations, different specializations. There is community development, there is criminology, and also there is medical and psychiatry. So if a social worker is specialized in medical and psychiatry social work, then definitely that person will become we study. I have a specialization in medical and psychiatry. So we have to learn illnesses and also their symptoms, and we don't have also we have two papers in counseling. So we are trained in treating people who are having psychological issues.
Okay, one more related question. Once we get trained as volunteers, some of us may not be very comfortable working very closely with patients. So can we opt for maybe working with families, or as you said, getting medicines together, getting food together, or one has to work with the palliative care patient interns? I mean, does it have to be that as a volunteer you have to, get into all aspects, or can we choose based on our, persona?
We can choose our area based on our persona. Like not every volunteer will be liking to work closely with intimately with the patient. Already that person will be having so many physical issues. That person will be having bed sores. So we might get upset seeing those things. So
Sure.
yes, definitely there are volunteers who are like supporting caregivers. Like we are
Okay.
not trained in treating a palliative patient. There are so many things we have to keep in mind while communicating with the palliative patient. So not every volunteer will be feeling comfortable. So yes, we can either like, we don't have to cover everything. Like just a one thing is enough. Enough.
Sure.
Like we can either mobilize resources for them, or we can give them financial support, or we can give an awareness session in the community.
Yes.
So all
Yes.
those things are included in a volunteering.
Okay. Thank you, Reena. Thank you.
Can we also assist, for instance, client needs some prayers? Can we facilitate or encourage a family? Yes, if they want to, like, if they want to invite a spiritual guru, then definitely we can invite them, or we can take them to temples. I know one patient. She is a paraplegic patient and is bedridden for a long time, and she wanted to visit church, and she was very much worried, like how can I travel to church, travel and go to church with this condition. So volunteers all came up, and they took her to the church. They took her to the church. So we can support. Yes, definitely we can like invite spiritual gurus or take temples. Yes, definitely. Volunteers are more in using their skills of empathy and also helping with outdoor works like banking, banking and supporting more in use. Yes. Other question or no?
No, that's the answer to
Answer
previous
question.
question.
Yes, previous question. Yes.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? But we need to also be careful, like what the spiritual leaders are trying to tell. Like I like have you heard about Pentecost belief? So in their belief, they are saying that God will heal us. We don't have to take any medicines. So God will take care of us. So if that kind of misinformation is communicated to that patient, then that person will stop eating medicines, and that will aggravate his condition. Okay.
Like the tantrics also, tantrics say that I'll take it all upon myself. So there's no need.
You have to be very careful, very careful. Actually, the spiritual is not about religion thing. It's more about our faith and hope about life, and also our relation. Also, the spiritual aspect includes our relationship with others, their relationship with me, all those things. So it's more about spiritual side, not more about faith and hope, not this religious thing. Okay, so we have to be very cautious about this, what this tantrics and religious leaders are trying to say. So we have to think of that thing also. Any other questions? I hope this you understood what I was trying to say. So if there is any doubt, you can ask. How can we as how can we as an individual volunteer to help? Okay. So Langna, okay, can you are you a professional or a student? Are you a professional or a student? Student, okay. So okay, I love student volunteers. Okay. They're very much active and work in grassroots. So what we can do is that, like, we have in Pallium India, we have a project for students called Sandspain. So through this project, what we try to do is that we tie up with various universities and various schools, and through that tie-up, we try to give them awareness to students. Okay, so first you can do is that awareness is the only way through which we can it's a starting point. It's a starting point. Through that we can, like, in future we can build a setup. Okay, so if you know any palliative care resource person, try to call them in your college and invite them for in your college, and like they will give an awareness about palliative care, and after, and we can identify interested students, and through the students we can deploy them in various in their localities, and in their localities they can identify palliative patients, and we can connect them with this various schemes, or we can connect them with hospitals that are providing palliative care services. So through that we can, yes, through that we can definitely help palliative patients. Also, student volunteers can work in mobilizing resources for them. It can be finance, it can be food, or it can be like connecting them with agencies. So anything can be students can do a lot of things in this field. Yes. So there was a case where palliative care patient, and her house was was slowly maintained. Her house roof was totally tattered. So whenever it rains, all water will get inside. It will never go out. There was no provision for the water to go out. Okay, so if rain comes, every water will be will be in the floor, collected in the floor. So the students in that locality, what they did was they mobilized a tarpaulin with the help of a person. They requested a person and they bought a tarpaulin, and they tied a tarpaulin in their roof. So that is how students helped that palliative patient. So it's a simple thing. It can be done by anyone, not only students, but it can be done by any person in that locality.
And if I may ask, which state do you belong to? Nagaland. Okay. We do have palliative care centers there. So if you come across any, in any palliative care patients, you can refer them to our centers there. It's not centers run by Pallium India. Those are centers catalyzed by Pallium India. So there are few centers in Nagaland. You can go through our website, wherein you can see a button in the right lower corner directory. You click on that and see the centers in India, the palliative care centers available in India on our website.
Student can also cheer palliative patients with music and playing games. Yes, definitely, with them reading newspaper, books, etc., drawing and painting. Yes, definitely. There's another another story which I want to say right now. Have you heard about Neela Kurunyi? It's a flower that blooms only once in 12 years. Okay, so one patient, palliative care patient, she's wheelchair bound. She wanted to see Neela Kurunji. Okay, so what the students did was that they took her and traveled there, and then she was able to witness that Neela Kurunji flowers. So it was that way. Neela Kurunji. I don't know its English name. It blooms only once in 12 years. So many tourists come here to see that flower. It grows in Idukki district of Kerala.
Ms. Anne Matthew, yes, those are named as Akshaya centers in Kerala. They might be having different names. So in Kerala, they are called Akshaya centers. There are various other centers who help, like Jan Seva Kendra.
Jan Seva, yes, Jan Seva Kendras.
They might be known in different names in different states.
Also, in northern Kerala, where palliative care is very strong, very strong. Like there are students who visit weekly in patients' home, and they bath them. They help in preparing food for them. So in northern Kerala side, student volunteers are very active, very much active.
So, as you had, or like somebody has already mentioned regarding paintings and drawings. So, what we did few years ago is painting the wall of patient's room. So, the room where the patient is, laying, the wall of that room, which the patient always faces, it's blank. So we, the student volunteers, and we along went to their home, painted the wall with beautiful paintings, and that made their day, so like whole year or whatever. So that also can be done. Small things that make them happy. Seeing a wall all day long, it's very. Imagine yourself looking into the wall every time, seeing the blank wall. Put yourself in their shoes and see what we can do to help them. If there is nothing to as doubts, I would like to add few things, like one thing. It's not an assignment, but we would encourage everyone to send us a write-up or a experience sharing on on your experience in palliative care, on the last day of our session. So that would be very great. You can send us any small write-ups or any experience sharing. So if we have no doubts and no more questions, I think we can wind it up. So thank you so much, Reena, for agreeing on it was a last minute change actually. So she agreed all of a sudden and took the session for us. Thank you so much, and See you. Thank you all of you for joining in today. We were 58, so that's a very good number.
Thank
So, see you all tomorrow with a new session. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you all for joining us. We have shared the feedback link in your chat box and in your WhatsApp group. Highly creative. So we are signing off from the desk. Thank you all. Bye bye.